Hello there, and welcome back to my second episode playing Cities Skylines. The first thing I want to do today is swap out these trees. These are vanilla trees, and they have these reddish trunks, and I just don't like how they fit in with the greener trees that we have around. So I'm going to use bulb here to switch out the redwoods for pines, these tall boreal pines. Then there is a second type of redwood. I'm switching those out for generic pines. And finally there's this Corsican pine tree. And I will be switching this out for this alder number 5. And just like that, we get a very nice mixed looking forest right here. It's a bit weirdly spaced out, but that's fine. It's just for background. Everywhere where it's important, we will manually place it later. Next up, I promised last time we would start working on the industrial area, and exactly that is what we will do. First up, I will use move it right here, not selecting trees, right here to just level all of this. I'm using this tower as a reference, and that looks ugly, but we now have landscaping. So the next thing we do is right click, set our height, and landscape through here. Make a nice, evenly terraformed area right here. And finally, use the soften tool with a very large brush. I like to use this brush rather than this because it has sharp edges and you actually know what you're brushing, versus this looks a lot smaller like this, but it essentially has the same size. But this one very clearly shows you where you're brushing, and we're just some space here. Gonna flatten this out so it looks a little better, so we don't have that cliff in there. There we go. Now, you might have already seen right here, I have prepared some buildings. These are the buildings that I want to use for our first little industrial area. Just go through and make sure they're all historical. They are. And with that, let's get working. Now, first up in this industrial zone here, we have our industrial roads. So we're gonna upgrade this. Now, I'm not turning this one black because when you look into it, these are concrete tiles. It's like a road made of concrete tiles, and easier to place and replace if it gets damaged. And of course, concrete usually isn't black like asphalt, so I'm leaving it grey because that's plastic. We're gonna put in a little offshoot right here, but we will use not that one, this road here. And I want to put a little offshoot right here, just like that. And at this point I'm gonna get rid of all of these random factories. Use the one we placed earlier. There we go. Now on this little offshoot, I'm adding some 1-unit roads. 2-way ones. These are very small roads, as you can see right there. And we are gonna use move it to get these factory buildings in here. Now this will be, of course, the centerpiece. It's pretty huge. And it has, if you look at it, there's some windows here. There's pretty much nothing here in the back. And this side, I'm gonna turn the sun so you can probably see it. This side is also pretty bland. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use these buildings. Oh. Okay. We're gonna use these buildings, this one and this one. And we will put them into those sides. This one I will move like this, and this one goes here. And this one, move it into this side, just like that. And this one, turn it around, and move in here, and stick it on this side. Get rid of the trees so they're not in the way. And let's make sure it looks okay right here. Nothing weird sticking out. Perfect. I have some space here for this chimney. Nice. And now finally for this side, I'm gonna use these two because they have this. I can turn the sun here. They have this loading bay aesthetic right here with these 3 cargo doors, and we already have these 2 cargo doors here. So we're gonna use these 2, and we're gonna merge them into the side here. They work quite well with the window height on this building too. Just squeeze them in there. Get this one to be flush right on there. To pull them out front a little to make sure this last window thing here up here on the top is properly looking. There we go. Perfect. Now that's our little factory complex made out of 3 smaller, 4 smaller, well 5, they're the same, smaller factory buildings. We're gonna put that here, and we're gonna use this one. And I feel like this looks a bit like an office maybe or something. We're gonna put it right here, and it has this little roof here. We're gonna use that to connect it up to this one, like that. And we're gonna mark all of these and turn them slightly in. Get them right next to this road up here. And then get them down here. Right there. Then this one is complaining. Oh, I didn't actually use the 2-way one. There we go. We are going to use this road. This one right here. Because it has no asphalt optics. To essentially connect up to this loading bay area. And we're gonna use some gates. This one right here. And we can put one on each side. Right there. And right there. And that's why I used this side, this road with the concrete median, so that we can nicely fit these gates on there. We will use a wall on this side to connect it up. And here, this brick wall. Just put a little bit here. That's the wrong brick wall. I'm going to use this brick wall because it's taller, and move that up right in front of the gate. And right, oh, I lost the node. Come on. Over here, into this building, right here. Behind the window. Move the gate a little. These fence nodes are sometimes props around, they're hard to grab. There we go. Perfect. Make this gate the same. And finally, I will use the ore industry fence. Instead of snapping, to fence the whole area in. Gonna leave some space here. And in the back we're gonna go flush. And then a little longer. And into this building right here. Gonna just move it to extend it right onto that door. Perfect. Now we're gonna use surface painter. No, not that huge. Small surface painter. To paint this all over with concrete. And I realize it spilled a little, but we're eventually gonna turn all of this into industrial area. So it doesn't really matter. And just like that. It's all concrete. You can see the surface painter when you have this pre-made concrete on the roads and you put surface painter, it kind of creates a gap between the two. But if you just paint it over flush, it's okay. it works. There we go. For decorating back here in this loading area, I want to put some pellets. And I don't know what this factory would be producing, so we're just going to put some boxes. And I like to put them in little rows, as if they were being prepared to be loaded into trucks or something. Like that. And we're just going to put them over here, where they wouldn't be in the way of these loading bay areas. 2 rows, and maybe a container or 2. Not like that. Like this. Put them back here, maybe. Right there. Perfect. We have some other industrial props. I know we have some cable drums. Just plop some things. We already have one there. Maybe have the one that's on the side. Put it in the corner. Some crates. Just some stuff that... Yeah, that's not how you spell crate. That's also not how you spell crate. That's how you spell crate. Some crates back here. These are small crates. They don't fit here. Okay. That's that. That's our first little industrial area. Now that will probably, especially because I deleted these factories, not satisfy our industrial demand. But that's okay because we have schools right here. Need to check that we have enough schools. We have enough schools. And that means some of our citizens are being educated. And that means we can build some... Oh, I forgot the power and the water. Oh, yes. Let's get some water in here. And some temporary power lines. I use these rural ones because they don't just transfer the power, they actually have a little field around them, so you can just, especially if you're placing them temporarily, you can just place them like this. It's enough. They are more expensive, I think. Yes. Oh no, they cost more, but they're not more expensive in maintenance. Okay, yes, I saw we have some crime here, and that is because we unlocked the police when we ended last time. Now I want to use this rural station right here. I will put it right here. And what we're going to do next is have a little public services center here with the police station. And we're also gonna put the... It's not hospital, medical center, I think. The clinic, right here. First up, we are going to put a small parking lot right here. Again, we don't want it to be accessible from this avenue so that traffic can pass down there fluently. And we just have it on this side road, so you have to come in. Make sure with node controllers these nodes are not looking wonky. There we go. And make sure we get maximum space right here. And use these wonderful parking lot assets right here. If that's too long, that one fits. Ow. Ow. This is, of course... Let's do... decals, maybe? I don't know. Are these decals? No. Are they props? No. What do these count as? Buildings. We're gonna get rid of this one because public works area, so we want to get some accessible lots. Let's put some EV parking lots and then fill up this side down here. Normal ones. Now, let's grab this clinic and put it right here. And the police station, and I'll put it right here. Now, to make sure that these ambulances don't spawn onto this road, you can use the spawn point mod and just move this, over a little bit to the right. And for the police, oh no, that's not what I meant to do. I have some nice German police cars here. Gonna use this one and this one. Just in general, I don't actually have any ambulances, but in general, I don't like how the vanilla vehicles look. I don't like a lot of the vanilla assets overall. I think they look a bit too much like comic vehicles or something. Before I forget it, let's put in a little firehouse back here. And I do have a nice fire truck, this one. Put that in right there. Now, over here, let's continue over here. We have some space between these. That means we can put in a path leading back here. And have a little pedestrian connection here. And I'm actually going to tear this down again because at the back of this police station, I want to add a little parking lot for the police cars. We are going to use this tall brick wall again. And we're going to wall off a nice area. Leave a little gap here. Nah, come on. Let's put it up here and move it down. Gonna move this up a little. Like that. Make sure we clear this box down here. Like that. Perfect. Now we can again paint it in with surface painter. Gonna tear up the concrete on the road, but it's okay. Paint all of this in so we don't have any weird gaps. Like that. Take it back here. Okay. Make sure this is flush so no one can sneak in. And let's add some marking decals. These ones. And we can again use this prop line. It's not prop line tool, it's anarchy mod, but it does what the prop line tool did. It's called prop line tool, but it's not. And we can put these in here like that. Put some up here. And put some down here. Let's make them fit. It's good enough. We can use move it. It's not letting me use move it. Come on, move it. Move these over snug. There. And finally, let's put in some of these cars. Not putting in every lot. Some of these might be out on calls. Because these are props, they will just always stay around. Don't want it to look too full. And finally, I will add some bollards. These nice red ones right here. To make sure people know that this is an exit. Like that. And lastly, so our police cars actually spawn back here, we can again use our wonderful spawn point controller. We're going to add a point because we want civilians and stuff to come up on front, of course. And we're going back onto the side. Just move it into the yard. Turn it around in direction that way. And set police car down here. And get rid of it up here. Now police cars will spawn and unspawn down here, but everything else will still be up front here. Excellent! Now this of course is very concretey, that's not very nice. So we're going to use some planters. Okay. These ones. Big round. No, we're going to use these smaller ones. Again, front line tool, so they're nicely in a line. Put them here. And put some here. Let's go this far. And I will also put some behind the police station back here. Cover this wall. 3, right there. And of course, fill them with some wonderful trees. Especially for areas like this. City managed areas. I like this. Where is it? I have a lot of trees. This one. The alder too. Because it's small and it looks like little small cap trees. They're green, but they're not incredibly green. And they look like they wouldn't. Essentially, they're not so big. Like with bigger trees like this one. Yeah, this one. And they get this big or even tall. But this would throw a lot of leaves in autumn and stuff. So I like these ones. They're decent, but they're not huge. Just for areas like this. You could, for example, let's put a round planter right here. Put a large tree in there, just to add some green, make it nice, make it livable. Right there. Not roadside, so it's not that bad. Perfect. That's our little police and clinic area. Now we see we still have a huge industrial demand because, of course, again, we also have a lot of abandoned buildings. Again, our industrial area. More farmers buildings. So to get into to manage that, we will build another industrial area. Now I'll pause it so we can just delete this for now. And we're gonna build a bigger one. So the first thing I will do is grab a road. And we're gonna let's grab a 1 unit road. No, we're doing 2 unit, this one. Just one of the median again. And I'll pull it in right here. Let's get our snapping back onto their angle. I'm gonna pull it all the way over here. And then it's not connected. Let's pull it down here. And then use our 1 unit roads. No, this one. Asphalt to make a little turnaround inside the industrial area. Right there. Perfect. And now, as I said, we have some educated citizens, and that means we can use these wonderful buildings right here. These aren't offices, they count as factories, but they need to look into them to use all of these. If you look into them, right here, this has a lot of well-educated and educated workers, while this has a lot of uneducated workers. And we don't have well-educated, that's high school. Could cheat it with the weird high school we already unlocked, but it's quite big. But they also have a higher amount of educated workers, which is what we get. These of course have a very low amount of workers overall, but that's fine. The first thing I'll do is put a big parking lot down here, because this is a bit outside of town. And especially because we don't have any public transit yet, people would have to come over here. And this isn't really within walking distance, except for maybe over here. So we're going to have a nice parking lot. Also, I think parking lots just fitting with the whole industrial aesthetic. Very well. Move it to... That's not move it, that's move it to drag it out a bit. And again, node controller to fix up this clipping. Right here. Right here. And let's make sure we get maximum utilization right here without clipping the corners. There's a weird bit still here. There we go. And now these generated sidewalks look stupid, so I'm just gonna go in here and this one looks okay. I like this one or this one. Let's just get rid of this one. What we can do instead is use node controller to put in some right here, crossing, and let's put one in. We'll wait with this one. This crossing now doesn't have a sidewalk on it. I don't know if we can add one. Yes, we can, like this. Use intersection marking tool right here to add. Let's just take the stripes and let's do a grid. Grid looks fine. And turn it a little so it's nice 45-degree angle to the road. There we go. Putting in a little sidewalk there so you can go from the parking lot directly over. What I want this side is this one. And this one. They do look a little like offices, I feel. This is maybe where the area, the larger, like the company has its CEOs and whatnot. And again, these are better guarding architecture, especially this is four-sided. This sets darkly back. So what I'll do is move this over and turn it around and merge it into the backside of this one. Now the backside of this one is not what bothers me. The backside of this one is, but that's not just like that. Make sure the EC doesn't clip up top. Perfect. Move it over a little. And because we of course have our huge parking lot down here, we can use Bob to get rid of the parking spaces in these ones. I'm also gonna get rid of all the industrial props on this one. If I want any, I can use them myself later. I'm gonna leave the trash containers, that's fine. And on this one also get rid of the parking spaces. And of course, add the parking spaces to our parking lot. Perfect. Now we have some space here, and of course, eventually, all of this will have factory, all of this will be concrete. Right now, this part is important. And we're gonna put some trees there, just because we can. I'm gonna use this one. It's a bit larger. Put down 2, then there. And let's see if we can use Bob to get rid of this. This thing, random street prop. Goodbye. There we go, nice. And let's get some taller trees in here. Maybe this bushy tree right here, nice and green. Excellent. Breaking up all the industrial area a little, and let's get 2 of them back here. Like this. Just to break up the concrete a little bit. Make sure this is nice and painted in. There we go. Now for these larger ones, I will. Let's look at them first. What do we have here? We have this one, which has loading bays on either side. Let's turn it this way. And we have this huge one, which has some bays here, or like doors. There's nothing out back, and this side too is very bland. So what I like to do is, again, merge them together right here, so that these loading areas is on one side. Let's merge it so that trash bin hides completely. It's fine, like that. And finally this one, which again is quite nice all around. Maybe this side, I don't like this huge door right here. So we're gonna use this one and put it into here. Let's make sure that we don't break the window. So I'm going to turn them all so that we can use the sunlight to properly see what we're doing. And in order to not break or like clip into the windows, we're going to put this whole thing right here. Perfect. And now again we have one larger factory. I'm going to use it like this. I'm going to put it flush on this road. Right here. Make sure it's like that. Then I'm going to pull in a small 1-unit road right here. This would be to maybe pick up this trash or just access these bays in general. I'm not going to put any road here, we don't need it. We can just imagine people go up there. And now, of course, on this side we have a huge area. I'm going to pull this in a little. Right here, make sure it's not angled. And I will use first surface painter to paint it out fully. Get rid of some of this concrete. Over here. Put this in. Now because this road has this median, it's gonna break. So we're just gonna paint over all of that. Again, this will eventually become a large industrial area. We'll put things here. So don't bother about this spilling over. And we will use some warehouses over here. I have downloaded these ones. They're very long, but what I like about them is they look older. They like the vanilla warehouses. I mean, I only have the cargo yard, but they are very clean. Huge. These ones, you can tuck them together like this, and we can put them right here next to this. Now, because we have this door right here, I'm gonna put in a nice path so that people can walk to the door. I'm gonna continue the path over here, so there's a door here too, so people can get in there. Now this area, again, would be like a loading area. We have all the cargo bays up here, and I will actually draw in this concrete road up here and over here, so we can actually have vehicles accessing these. Not that they will dock to them, but they will at least drive there. And what we can do is use the spawn point editor on these to make sure this one already is. Actually, we can make sure cargo there. And let's make sure. Oh, this is actually not. Can we add pedestrians to this? We can't. Okay. Well, that's fine then. This cargo comes out here. Doesn't obviously makes no sense. There's no door here, or anything. So we can move this point over to these doors. There. Lift it. Turn it. Going the wrong way again. There. And finally, for this one. This has some doors down here. It's hard to see because this building in general is really dark, but make sure that this works, but I think this is better. Move it over to those doors. Like that. So again with the height. Turn it around, face the road. Perfect. I'm also gonna tuck in this road a little. So we're just about flush here. Some of the surface paint a little, and get rid of these trees that are inside our factory, inside our road rather, because we are going to put some trees inside our factory right along this bit. Planters, line prop tool, they're oriented wrongly. There we go. Space them out a little more, like that. Put them up to there. And we can also use the line prop tool on our trees to place them in exactly the same distance along here, covering up this backside of the factory a little. In this area now, because this is a larger factory, I will want largely containers, so we are going to use the line tool here. And these obviously have to be oriented it out like that, and stand a little closer. You can maybe have some along this warehouse, like that. And like I said, I think this might be like an electronics factory, so these covered pallets would go quite nicely with that. I have some right here being prepped to be loaded into some sort of transport. Now I put them on the road here. That's obviously not a good idea because we will get vehicles driving through them. We obviously don't want that. And let's line up a little nicer. Like that. And finally, over in this corner, let's get another industrial building. And I will put down not that one, this one. And has a little crane thingy here in the back. And I like to imagine that's being used to load things. I don't know. I think it fits in this loading area. Maybe it's just a garage to fix trucks or do something like that. Now on this side, very concretey again. Let's get in some planters. Ooh, there's a lot of planters. Not that many planters. Some planters. Like that. Let's get some smaller trees in those. Maybe some bushes, just some bushes, like that. Excellent. Covering up this grey side a little bit. Now, finally, we want to cage all of this in. I'm going to use the oil industry fence this time. And we're going to disable our snapping for the fence again. Start over here. We're going to take this area with us for now. And we'll just go around once. Up to here, like that. Nice. Now we can go through with surface painter and make sure we just paint up to this fence as good as we can. Corners are always a bit hard. There we go. Don't need too much. Fill in this corner. Maybe get some random props into these corners. Just to make it not look so random. I mean, these look pretty random, but to make it look a little bit fuller. We have this random industrial prop tool, but it's not really that random. We can use some of this garbage, put it in here. Maybe put some barrels next to it, like that. Again, maybe some barrels. Oh, come on, and a cable back here, just to make the place a bit more lively. And these also add some color, obviously, there to the grey building, and then you have this nice wood color drum here. Very nice. Excellent. Let's get rid of these. And just like that, we have a nice little industrial area here. Now, because these function as warehouses, they're gonna complain. I'm just gonna put empty and commercial zone goods in here. That way, these factories can theoretically output in here, but they don't actually have any function. They're just there to look nice. Okay. Now we have two little industrial areas. That's... oh, I forgot the water. Of course I forgot. I always forget the water. Put in the water lines. Like that. Now we have two nice little industrial areas right here that give our people some place to work. And I personally think this looks so much better than just having random zoned in industries. And with these wonderful little areas, I will take my leave for today. Thank you for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye.